Are you okay with voter ID?
So voter ID is currently required in the state of Texas. I opposed having to
How about
have a
for
driver's
mail-in
license
ballots?
to vote.
How about having to send your ballot in? Should you have to prove who you are? Because that's
Pete,
what Democrats are opposing.
Pete, I just said I oppose voter ID. Currently, it's a law in Texas, but I oppose that law because I think you don't need it.
You oppose voter ID? You don't think the most sacred obligation of our republic, you should have to prove who you are in order to vote?
So there are a lot of Texans, actually hundreds of thousands, who don't have a driver's license, who don't drive
who
at all.
can't? Do they have a Social Security number? Because according to this Republican law, you can put your last 4 digits of your Social Security number in as proof of who you are. Did they not? No, help me out. Do those people not have Social Security numbers? And who are these people that can't get IDs?
So, Pete, if you're talking about the bill that we're currently focused on, not past Texas law, what this bill is going to do is not only reduce voting hours, it's also going to empower these partisan poll watchers who are going to look over voters' shoulders and prevent them from exercising their God-given right.
You mean the ones that weren't allowed in certain states at certain times in certain places, whether you agree with that or not? So Texas says maybe we should have partisan poll watchers on either side, Republicans and Democrats, right? It wouldn't just be Republicans.
Do you remember a second ago when I talked about the big lie? This is exactly what I'm talking about. And the reson that so many folks believe in this country is because folks like you get on television, James, every night and repeat the lie over and over again.
We're not talking about that. You just went on national television and said you don't want voter ID, revealing exactly what Democrats. And it's so condescending to say that people can't get identification. Have you found someone in your district that can't get identification?
You have made a lot of money personally, and you've enriched a lot of corporations with advertising by getting on here and spewing lies and conspiracy theories to folks who trust you.
And
so what I'm asking you to do is to tell your voters right now that Donald Trump lost the election in 2020.
At least you've resolved the lie that is Democrats are now for voter ID. It's not your show, sir, but at least you resolved the idea that Democrats are not for voter ID.
Did Donald Trump lose the election in 2020?
Real quick.
Can you answer the question? Did Donald Trump lose the election in 2020?
I'm answering questions. Don't really feel any
obligation to answer anything
an
uncomfortable question for you?
No, it's...
See, this is Pete, the reason
my question is, why are you in Washington, D.C. and not in Texas when your job is in Texas? Because you know it's inevitable that this bill is going to pass. Eventually, you're going to have to pay your hotel bill and go back to Texas, and Governor Abbott will declare a special session. So you're being used by national Democrats to try to pass H.R. 1 to federalize elections, which you, as a Harvard grad, should know better, because the Constitution puts that in the hands of state legislators who are supposed to be in their state, and you happen to be in Washington, D.C. I don't understand how you square that circle.
I can answer. So based on the oath that I took for this office, I have to uphold the Constitution. I have to uphold our democratic system. And I, as a Texas Democrat, I'll tell you this, we lose a lot on the floor of the Texas House. We lose votes on abortion and guns and immigration.
Are you going to flee the state on those? Why is this number one? Is this the biggest?
That's how democracy is supposed to work.
All right.
The reason this is different,
we're going back.
The reason this is different is that they're trying to rig the rules of the game.
Oh,
we can debate
rig
issues.
the rules of the game.
We can debate issues,
asking
but we
people
cannot,
to prove who they are. Real quick, I'm going to end with this.
Democracy itself.
Your party's been obsessed with COVID standards, yet the CDC and the White House says you need to wear one on a plane. Why didn't you guys?
So all of us are fully vaccinated that got on the plane without a mask. Per CDC
if you're fully vaccinated, can I get on a plane then?
All we're trying to do is follow
science. As long as I know that you support that if you're fully vaccinated, you get on a plane. That seems like a good official position.
Our constituents, unlike our home state senator who fled our state not to serve constituents,
James
but to abandon them.
Talarico, enjoy your time in Washington, D.C.